What's up, Pinedale kids? I am missing you. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a long while before we get together. Until then, we are working on lots of plans on how we can stay connected and how we can get through this together. As you know, schools are canceled, sporting events are canceled, many parents are told to not come to work. Everyone's being encouraged to stay home. Grocery stores have empty shelves, and they're telling us not to shake hands. But that's because there's a shortage of toilet paper, and trust me, you don't want to shake anybody's hands right now. With all this chaos taking place, I imagine some of you kids are starting to feel a little worried, nervousness, maybe concerned or uneasy. Those feelings can easily lead to anxiety. Anxiety is kind of like being scared, but it's much bigger. Being scared is a one-time event. Like a few weeks ago, a kid thought it'd be really funny to take a plastic spider and stick it inside my bag of Dove's chocolate-covered blueberries. When I reached my hand inside, I felt the spider and it scared me. I started shaking my hand all over the place. Happened to be in the car. Dove's chocolate-covered blueberries went all over in the car, went down between the seat and the console. They're under the seat. They're in the back seat on the floor. That was a scary moment, but it only lasted for a moment. Anxiety tends to last longer. You're not just scared for a moment, it can last days. You become worried or nervous, and those feelings don't seem to go away. You may wake up with the same thoughts that you went to bed with. I read this morning that 1 out of 4 kids struggle with anxiety, not just being scared, but being anxious and having anxiety. And girls are twice as more likely to have it than boys. And the statistic that really blew my mind away was this, that if a parent has anxiety, then the child is 7 times more likely to be dealing with it as well. If you spend any amount of time watching the news, you're going to hear a lot about the coronavirus. That's pretty much all they're talking about every day. So it's easy for me to understand how you may be feeling this way, but I want to assure you, it's going to be okay. I'm going to share with you 3 things that are going to help ease your worry or your anxiety and tell you about our plans on how we're going to get through this together. First, I think that if you can see the value in why we are being encouraged to stay at home, I think that will bring you comfort and ease some of your worry. I want you to look at this row of matches here. And let's pretend that each one of these matches represent a different person. And this match represents the coronavirus. When one person gets the virus, they can easily spread it to another person. Do you see how easy it is for the virus to pass from person to person? But when we spread ourselves out, or we stay at home, I want you to watch what happens to that flame. Do you see how it gets stopped? Notice even though we're over here or we've distanced ourselves from it, that flame is still burning. It's going to take a little bit of time for that flame to burn out. It's going to take a little while for that virus to die out too, or until we get control of it. You being stuck at home for a few weeks isn't a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing because it makes you be the hero. You are the one who's putting this fire out. Secondly, I want you to remember that Jesus is here to carry your worries. A few weeks ago, my daughter was carrying in her book bag at the house, and I noticed that she was struggling with it. I said, "Here, let me help you." So I took it off her shoulders and I put it on my shoulder, and immediately it was easier for her to walk inside the house. Now, inside that book bag, which was loaded down with lots of school books and binders and supplies from school, let me ask you something. Were any of those books mine? No. Were the binders or the supplies mine? No. Nothing in that bag belonged to me, but I was able to carry it better than she could because I'm bigger and I'm stronger than she is. Here's the truth that I want you to see. You've got a heavy load to carry. Worried about getting sick, wondering if you're going to have enough to eat, questions about what's going to happen with school. Those are things that are heavy books that you're putting in your backpack. And if you try to carry those things on your own, it's going to be difficult to walk through life. Jesus gives us some really good advice in the Bible. Let me share some of those with you. Matthew 6, there are 10 verses where he talks about worry. And he says, don't worry, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take better care of you than the birds of the air or the flowers of the field. In John 16, Jesus says, in this world you will have trouble, but take heart. What he means by that is, be encouraged, for I have overcome the world. What he's saying there is, I have conquered this world. I've already won the battle. And because I've won and because I've conquered it, I'm going to take care of you. Another verse, my favorite, Philippians 4. Do not be anxious about anything, but in all situations, be thankful and pray. I want you to notice that he doesn't say be thankful for every situation, but he says be thankful in every situation. In other words, what we're dealing with right now, yeah, it stinks right now. It's horrible being stuck at home. He's not saying be thankful that we're having to go through this. What he's saying is even though we are in this situation, let's be thankful. Which leads me to my third point. I want to remind you that while our church programs may be canceled, the church is not. I teach you here in Kids Church that you are not a member of the children's ministry, but you are an owner of the children's ministry. Members have rights and owners have responsibilities. The church is not about programs, it's about people. And we are those people. We are the church, and we have a responsibility to still be the church to everyone around us. It is your responsibility to show Jesus to others, even if you are stuck at your house. We are rapidly working on plans on how you can do this from home. Those plans include adopting a foster grandparent, some of our senior adults who are stuck at home, making snack packs for our community servants, sending out cards to people in nursing homes, doing a canned food drive, gathering online for our church services, and so many more ideas. I believe that the best way we can get rid of our worries and our anxiety is to replace them with hope and love and the joy that you're going to find in doing your responsibility, and that is being the church. I am super excited about the opportunities we have. And I know you guys. I know that you guys are going to enjoy doing these things. And I know that you're going to step up and be the church. You remember how that virus spread with these matches and how it went from one to another? It kind of moved a little bit slow, didn't it? Well, there's another virus that I want you to know about, and that is the virus of love. And the love virus that we have from Jesus, it spreads like wildfire. It will move so quickly. And it's one that we don't need to distance ourselves from. Rather, we need to run towards. And I think this is a great time for us to be showing Christ's love to others. It's time for us to get to work. You ready? Let's go after it. I love you guys. Bye-bye.